Picture this: Franklin D. Roosevelt, early 1933, staring down the Great Depression's abyss. The banking system's crumbling, people's hope evaporating like morning mist. Everyone demands a strong leader, somebody who seizes control, bulldozes through Congress, and fixes everything fast. But what if that idea of strength, domination, and toughness is exactly what fails us? What if the real power lies buried in cooperation, subtlety, and compromise? Let's unravel this myth and discover what really makes leaders great. We tend to think leadership boils down to brute force or iron wills, but history tells a very different story. In 1933, Roosevelt didn't smash opposition like a wrecking ball. Instead, he orchestrated a masterful balancing act, reassuring markets, soothing Congress, and mobilizing public faith, all without bulldozing or fury. His secret weapon wasn't force but charm, patience, and strategic alliances. That strong leader image, a smokescreen masking decades of careful political negotiation. Think of leadership like a salsa dance. It's not about stomping over your partner but matching their rhythms, steering the flow without crushing toes. Archie Brown shows us that leaders who listen and adapt are like great dancers, with every decision a step in sync with their environment, not a solo stomp demanding obedience. At first glance, those who dominate look powerful, take Thatcher or Hitler, but beneath that veneer, their rigidity and isolation invite collapse. Brown reveals that strongmen often suffer blind spots, alienate allies, and accelerate their own demise. True strength, its flexibility, not toughness. If force is a myth, cooperation might be the underrated engine driving lasting change. Nelson Mandela's leadership wasn't about bulldozing apartheid with iron fists. Instead, after decades in prison, he returned insisting on dialogue, compromise, and coalition building. By embracing even his fiercest enemies, Mandela engineered South Africa's peaceful transition, a masterpiece in leadership through cooperation, not domination. Brown compares effective leadership to a jazz band, where different instruments improvise yet harmonize. Instead of one soloist running the show, every player's voice matters. In politics, that means sharing power and trusting others to carry the rhythm, a recipe for resilience and innovation. The payoff: ordinary, weak leaders who listen and collaborate tend to forge durable institutions. Mandela, de Gaulle, even Gorbachev show us how cooperation builds legacies stronger than any iron fist. The surprise: this softer style often leaves a deeper, systemic mark on history. If strong leaders aren't what we think, how do we recognize true success in politics? Lyndon B. Johnson is remembered as a bulldozer, but Brown spotlights a different side. Years of painstaking coalition work, cajoling, bargaining, and unglamorous political grinding, achieving historic civil rights laws and social reforms by patient persistence, not raw force. Strong leadership isn't about charisma or dominating TV screens; those are illusions. Instead, Brown urges us to see leadership as building systems and empowering others. It's less about the man in the spotlight and more about the infrastructure they lay for future generations. The real leader's legacy lives in institutions they nurture. Gorbachev's reforms sparked the end of the Soviet Union. De Gaulle's institutions stabilized France after chaos. It's paradoxical, but lasting change rarely rides on dictatorship or hero worship. It rides on shared, trusted structures. Remember Roosevelt's quiet chess moves during crisis. That's the thread running through history's most enduring leaders. They didn't storm ahead, they negotiated the board with patience and cooperation. So next time you're tempted to equate strength with shouting louder or pushing harder, try this: step back, listen, build alliances. That's where real power hides and where you can become a stronger leader yourself. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.